is, can you explain why wiping over the socks is allowed, or maybe some say that is not allowed, as you mentioned? The first thing we need to note is that there are different types of socks. With regards to leather socks, as you may sometimes see people wearing leather socks, no difference of opinion. All scholars say it's fine. You can wipe over leather socks. No issue with that. Nowadays, people generally wear cotton socks. Okay, are you allowed to wipe over cotton socks? What do the scholars mention about this? There's a hadith which is narrated by Mughira ibn Shu'bah. The hadith is collected by Imam Abu Dawood and Imam Tirmidhi. The Prophet ﷺ, what did he do in this hadith? A masala that he wiped over his jawrabain wa na'alain, over his socks which were not leather, and over his shoes. So this would indicate that it would be permissible to wipe over cotton socks. However, this hadith, there's a difference of opinion over the authenticity of it. There's a difference of opinion over the authenticity of this hadith. Some scholars, such as Imam Abu Dawood himself, said that it is not authentic. Other scholars, such as Imam Tirmidhi, said no, it is authentic. So the scholars that say the hadith is not authentic, they say no, it's not allowed. And the scholars that say yes, it is authentic, they say yes, that it is allowed. So this is where the difference comes. And then after that, the group of scholars that say no, you can't wipe over your socks, cotton socks, they say okay, let's just go on the premise that the hadith is sound, that is a hadith which we can take, that yes, the Prophet ﷺ wiped over socks which were not leather. Okay, they say let's take it, hypothetically speaking, that it's authentic. They say then we have in the Quran where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu idha qumtum ila as-salah, that oh you who believe, if you stand up for prayer, wash your feet. The end of the ayah says wash your feet. So here we have washing our feet, which is in the Quran, and here we have a hadith which is a single hadith saying that we can wipe over cotton socks. And because it's what's known as ahad hadith, it's a single hadith, this doesn't overrule what is in the Quran. And it doesn't overrule all of the other hadith which mention about leather socks specifically. So this is the second way that they interpret it. Other scholars, they say no. They say that the Prophet ﷺ, the hadith is authentic, and the Prophet ﷺ, he wiped over socks that were not leather. So because of that, we should be able to do it, and there will be no issue with that. Imam Ahmad mentioned that if the socks were of a certain thickness, then it would be allowed to wipe over them. And why did he mention a certain thickness? Because if you wipe over a sock, and the sock is very thin, then what happens is water seeps through to the feet. So now, some scholars say it's as if you've combined between washing your feet, because water's touching your feet, as well as wiping. And one can't combine between washing and wiping. So Imam Ahmad said that as long as the socks are to a level that, or to a thickness, that the water will not seep through and touch your feet, then this is okay. The school of Imam Abu Hanifa, they said, they went with the first opinion which I mentioned, which is that the hadith may not be authentic, and even if it is authentic, it contradicts or it doesn't go in line with what's in the Quran and all the other hadith. So here's why we have the difference of opinion as to why you can, one may be able to wipe over their socks, or why some scholars say it's not allowed to wipe over their socks. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala